Dag's Magical Castle. Written by Sara Causey. Illustrated by Sadiqa Akhtar. Dedication. To those who find magic in quiet places, wonder in old stories, and adventure in the world around them, may you always see beauty where others do not. In a small town called Uppsala in Sweden, there once was a young boy named Dag. Dag and his family lived in a big, old castle. Most kids did not like the castle. Some thought it was spooky with its tall, pointy towers and squeaky, creaky gates. Others said it was just boring, no swings or slides. They would rather play somewhere else. But Dag thought the castle was amazing. He loved exploring its quiet rooms and hidden places. To Dag, the castle was full of adventures. Every day after school, Dag walked up the path to return home. The path wound through tall trees and past a pretty pond. Dag felt like a brave explorer on the castle's grounds. One rainy day, Dag heard a noise and found a tiny bird with shiny blue feathers. It looked nervous, but Dag was very gentle. "Oh no, little bird, are you lost? Don't be scared. I'll help you." The bird looked at Dag and gave a tiny chirp. Dag smiled. "You're so brave to fly in the rain. Would you like to stay with me until it stops?" Dag took a piece of bread from his lunch bag and held it out. The bird hopped closer and pecked the crust right from his hand. The bird chirped a happy little song, and Dag's mouth opened in surprise. "Are you talking to me?" he asked. The bird chirped again, and Dag giggled. "You are!" The bird flapped its wings and flew to a low branch. It turned and looked at Dag. "Do you want me to follow you?" he asked. The bird chirped, hopping up and down. Dag smiled. "Okay, let's go." The bird led Dag to a little door in the castle wall. Dag stopped and stared. "A door? I've never seen this one before." The bird landed next to it and chirped excitedly. Dag touched the handle. "You found this?" he asked. The bird squeaked and nudged his hand with its beak. Dag pushed the door open and peeked inside. Behind the door were narrow stairs that spiraled up and up. Dag gasped. "A secret staircase?" he whispered. The bird sang a cheerful song as if saying, "Yes, isn't it amazing?" Dag laughed. "You're the best bird ever," he said. "You're my friend, and maybe a little magical too." Dag loved to sit quietly and watch the little bird fly around the castle. Sometimes the bird landed right on his shoulder. The pair liked to explore together. They found hidden rooms and climbed twisty stairs to small windows in the tall towers. From there, Dag looked out and viewed the big green forest stretching as far as he could see. One day, the bird flew out to the castle's garden. Dag followed, walking through the trees and bushes. Then he saw something special. An old fountain covered in leaves and vines. Dag imagined how it used to sparkle in the sunlight with water flowing. He smiled. It felt like finding a treasure. Dag sat at his desk the next day at school, drawing a picture of his bird friend. "What are you doing?" Eric asked, looking at Dag's paper. "Drawing," Dag told his classmate. "You live in that big old castle, right? It's weird and spooky, and so are you," Eric teased. Eric waved to another boy, Lars, to join. "Dag's like a ghost living there. We should call him Castle Ghost. What do you think, Lars?" "Yeah, Castle Ghost. Do you float around at night, Dag?" Lars asked, laughing. Dag kept drawing. "You don't know what you're talking about," he said quietly. Eric leaned closer. "What's it like living up there? Do the ghosts talk to you?" Dag pushed his pencil hard on the paper. "No, I have my bird friend." "A bird?" Lars said, laughing again. "That's stupid. Maybe we should call you Bird Boy. What do you think, Eric?" "Yeah, Castle Ghost Bird Boy. That's even better," Eric said with a mean laugh. Dag stood from his desk. "You don't understand. It's not spooky, but pretty. You'd see it's fun if you ever came up there instead of teasing me." "Whatever you say, Castle Ghost," Eric said. "Have fun with your creepy house and your silly bird." "They don't get it," Dag whispered. He added a little castle to the background of his picture and smiled. "But that's okay. They don't have to." A few days later, Dag heard some kids talking. They planned to sneak into the castle to prove Dag was wrong about it being fun. Dag felt worried. He didn't want them to scare his bird friend. He also didn't want anyone to get hurt. The wooden stairs were old and shaky. The hallways were dark and twisty. Someone might trip or fall. Dag knew the kids didn't understand the danger. "I heard you want to go to the castle," he said, "but that's my home, and it's not nice to go into someone's house without asking. Why don't I take you there? I can show you the fun parts." "Why do we need you?" a boy named John asked, crossing his arms. "We can go by ourselves." "Because it wouldn't be safe." The stairs are wobbly and the hallways are twisty. You could get hurt if you don't know where to go. It's my home, and I should show you around, Dag said. We're not scared, Eric replied. Dag smiled. It will be better if you come with me. There's a secret garden to explore, you know. The kids looked at each other. Really? Asked Lars. Dag nodded. Really, but only if you let me show you. After a moment, Eric said, Okay, fine. Let's see this secret garden. Dag led them up the path and through the creaky gate to the garden. When they stepped inside, they saw bright colors. Green vines grew on the stone walls. Butterflies flew everywhere, and bees made a soft, buzzing sound. It smelled like sweet flowers. In one voice, the kids said, Wow! The children were amazed. They helped Dag pull weeds and make the garden even more beautiful. Underneath, they found old stone benches and statues of animals. Dag's bird friend watched from a branch, singing its happy song. The kids now saw the castle like Dag did, full of magic and wonder. They asked Dag to tell the stories he knew about the castle's history, and they listened closely. Soon, they wanted to explore even more, inside and out. The children came back to the castle many times. They brought snacks and laughed together. The castle was no longer spooky or boring. It was a place for adventure and fun. Dag showed them how to look closely and find beauty in quiet places. They learned that sometimes the best adventures are not the fastest or the loudest, but the ones where you take your time. The children now knew how to slow down and notice the little things. Sunlight peeking through the leaves, tiny flowers growing between the stones, and the happy singing of the bird. The castle had become a place filled with magic and joy for everyone. Dag felt warm inside, knowing he had shared the castle's secrets with others. There were still many surprises, and now the children were excited to discover them, side by side with Dag. Who was Dag Hammarskjöld? Dag Hammarskjöld, Dag Hammarskjöld, was born in Sweden in 1905. Even as a boy, he loved learning, exploring nature, and thinking about big ideas. With his family, Dag lived in Uppsala Castle, where he liked to read books and imagine new ways to solve problems. When he became an adult, Dag led the United Nations, a group that helps countries work together peacefully. He believed that kindness, fairness, and teamwork could make the world a better place. Dag spent his life working to help others and protect the environment.